trying to make an honest living.
Trying.
Yeah. This is a favorite. This is at least of recent vintage when it comes to the purge. University of Oxford is considering a plan to scrap sheet music notation and the classical music that was scored upon it because it's too colonial. While Beethoven and Mozart and music curriculums in general are believed to have, quote, complicity in white supremacy, unquote.
Oh.
Musical notation is part of a colonialist representational system. The goal is to decolonize music study. It's about time. Yeah. Requirements will also no longer dictate that music students are taught to play piano or how to conduct orchestras because this, too, quote, structurally centers white European music, unquote.
Oh, gosh.
Well, I look forward to a tribute to WAP, An Evening with Cardi B at the New York Philharmonic.
Well, that's the new.
To replace the magic flute.
Of course. That sounds much better,
Yes. Maybe we could. What's Lil Nas X's latest single
Montero
that goes along with the Satan shoes? Montero, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, Montero. Brandenburg Concertos out, Montero in.
Well, that's his real name, I think.
Yeah, that is.
Montero.
Yeah, right.
Name of his song, too.
Yeah. For those who thought Lil Nas X was a country western star.
Oh.
Because of his Old Town Road.
Well, that song was about lean, the drink, and adultery. That's basically what he said.
It's good. You must be.
I'm gonna ride till I can't no more.
Well, I'll tell you what. You may be able to teach a course at the University of Oxford's music department soon, based on that knowledge of Lil Nas X. That's sort of what's going on. The end of Western civilization and stuff. For more on the topic, we're pleased to be joined again by John Nolte, editor-at-large at Brietbart.com. John, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks, guys.
Hey, thank you.
You have tapped into this as well, talking about the second reparations program to be set up nationally. Of course, the hometown of my alma mater, Evanston, winning the race, but now Oakland following suit with $500 monthly distributions to qualifying Black Americans who are Oakland residents?
Yeah, anyone to qualify for the $500, no questions asked money in Oakland, you have to be under a certain dollar amount as far as income, and you have to not be white.
Oh.
And that's it. So they are discriminating directly against white people who are every bit as impoverished as the minority people who qualify. And they're using a private fund, so that's how they're claiming that it's legal and how they're going to try and get away with it, past every moral law in the country, including the civil rights laws.
Even if it's private dollars, if it's government action, then anti-discrimination law is triggered.
Yeah, and I think even if it's private dollars, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah,
I mean, we're not supposed to be. We're not. I can't discriminate against renting against someone because of the color of their skin. I can't discriminate against hiring someone based on the color of their skin. So I'm not sure how they're going to get away with this. But the money's really being used. The real goal here is to gin up race hate.
Yeah.
That's what these millions of dollars are being spent on. It's just a way to separate the left, the Democrats, a way to separate the races more, to try and create more antagonism between us. That's what's really going on here. That's the real point of this.
So it's just only Black people qualify for this? Because I'm a little mixture of both. I'm white and Black, so I probably would disqualify for it. But is this? And how did they come up with the $500 per month? And does it apply only to Blacks or illegals? And
no, it's not just Blacks. It's what they call people of color.
Oh,
if you're a person of color, you qualify. I should also add that illegal aliens qualify.
Oh.
Poor white people don't qualify, but illegal aliens qualify. I don't know if so I'm assuming if you're an illegal alien who's white, you don't qualify. But if you're an illegal alien who's not white, you qualify.
Well, that's consistent, though, with California culture, John, as teachers from San Diego Unified School District are teaching migrant children in person, but not teaching the actual kids in the district in person.
Right. You come here illegally, you can get an education from our teachers. But if you're here legally, you don't get an education from the teachers. You're on Zoom sleeping. Yeah, they're turning California into a third world country.
Turning?
And it's very sad because as far as topically or tropically, it's one of our most beautiful states. But it's very sad what's happening over there.
Well, and this memo that was leaked out from the Biden administration, say 18,000 now kids in federal custody at the border, show the reports anticipate as many as 26,000 apprehensions at the southern border by September, dwarfing the numbers that have crossed in the last month. So, I mean, they anticipate this getting worse, and I guess that's not a bug, that's a feature for it to get worse.
Yeah, I mean, Trump had pretty much solved this problem between the wall, between letting it known that you will be deported, and between those very smart remain in Mexico policies where we had these other countries working with us to keep illegals out, and where if you wanted asylum, fine, we'll give you an asylum hearing, but we're not going to let you into the interior of America, you're going back.
Yeah.
Trump had pretty much solved this problem. Biden deliberately broke it, and we all know why. He wants to let more people in that he thinks are going to become Democrats. In 20 years, even if there's no citizenship for these folks, their children, the children of illegal aliens, will be Americans, and they think they're going to vote Democrat. They want to change the demographics of the country. Especially in Texas. I mean, if they can flip Texas, it's over. We'll never have another Republican president.
Well, here's the thing, too, what they're doing, how they're trying to get away with this, and it was clear in Biden's press conference last week. And Bill McGurn has a good piece in the Journal, too, comparing Trump to Farmer Jones in Animal Farm. They just say, well, you don't want Trump back, do you? I mean, it's Trump's fault, sort of we inherited a mess that all politicians in both parties do. But the real play is, well, you don't want to go back to that, do you? And that's the argument they're making. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and I will say some of that's Trump's fault because he was deliberately provocative, and he never grew into the job the way that he should have, especially when the coronavirus hit and the riots hit. But that's really all that they have is you don't want this internet troll back as president, do you? And in some ways, it's effective.
What about I mean, if as you're looking ahead to 2022, and whatever role Trump plays or doesn't play in some of the congressional races, we know it's going to be some of the congressional races where he's most helpful, and he'll be used as an albatross where he's least helpful, right? But in terms of the Republican brand and policy vision, there's a number of issues that enjoy supermajority support, despite what the D.C. press corps and the Democrat socialists say. Where should Republicans stake their claim? Thinking about 22, do you think?
I think they should continue. I think voter integrity is a very good issue. Polls show that majorities of all demographics, Democrats, black people, even though black people are supposedly the victims of any voter integrity laws, that's great. The border is a huge issue. I think all Americans feel a little unsettled knowing that our back door is unlocked at night and that anybody can come in. It's a very unsettling feeling. I don't think there's. I don't know if that's a 70-30 issue, but I bet it's a 60-40 issue. And I would keep hammering on the fact that that Biden is putting other people ahead of Americans. A good example of that is gasoline.
Yeah.
Look at how much gas has gone up. So he's created these policies now, and when gas goes up, if you want to talk about a tax on the working class, on poor people, when gas goes up, they feel it more than anyone. So I think energy independence that's going to keep us out of wars, the border, and voter integrity.
Yeah. Hey, John, have you ever heard of the one-drop rule?
What's that? No.
So basically, if you got one drop of black blood, you're considered black, right?
Oh, yeah.
So when it comes to your article that you wrote, So I think Ancestry.com will probably be one of the biggest. They can make big out of this because now if those people that are in Oakland test with the Ancestry.com and it's proven that they have, African ancestry, would they qualify for your $500?
Well, not only that, but there's scientific evidence that the first person, the first man, came from Africa.
True.
We hear that a lot. So I guess we're all part black, and there you go. It should just be brotherhood. Am I right?
There you go.
That's how I look at it.
And that Oakland mayor, too, for people who have forgotten that Libby Schaaf, she is the one who, frankly, should have been prosecuted for obstructing justice, obstructing federal law enforcement from trying to detain a person in this country illegally.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. I mean, if there's anything that people can learn from all of that's going on right now, it's that all the problems Democrats complain about, hate crimes, gun violence, pollution, if you remove Democrat-run cities, we no longer have a crisis of hate crimes,
I agree,
gun violence, and pollution. I mean, out here where we racist, anti-environment, violent Trump voters live, the air is clean, the water is clean, the streets are safe and clean. We don't have a gun violence crisis. There are no mass shootings, and we don't have any hate crimes. All the problems in this country are in cities run by Democrats.
I agree.
And if you remove those, America becomes something very close to an Eden.
Well, and I think I may have the way to regain the cities, John, and you just mentioned it. You mentioned the issue of pollution, but you got to make it real to people. You got to connect the dots. What's the impact? And the impact is, and this comes to us from Sky News, penises are shrinking.
Oh.
Dr. Shanna Swan has found that chemicals called phthalates are causing human babies to be born with malformed genitals. So if there's one thing that could get guys' attention, perhaps it's this negative impact of Democrat socialist rule of big cities.
Yeah, I think and we have an excuse. So
Yeah,
I think that helps a lot.
Yeah. I mean, this is a lot stronger than give a hoot, don't pollute, right?
Yeah, and sorry, baby, I was born in Detroit.
John Nolte, editor-at-large, Brietbart.com. John, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
He joined us on the Turnkey.pro answer line.
The stories you need to know to start your day. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest-growing independently owned business bank. It's a bank where relationships still matter. Signature Bank knows your name and your story. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
I'm Larry Nora, founder and CEO of U-Store It, a network of award-winning self-storage facilities in the Chicago area, and a customer of Signature Bank. We've developed over 70 storage centers throughout the city and suburbs, and our business continues to grow. We need a bank who understands the neighborhoods and communities where we are making investments. We found that in Signature Bank. They know this city and its neighborhoods because they are based right here in Chicago. Finding a local banking institution like Signature Bank has been critical to the success of U-Store It, and we look forward to a long-term relationship.
Signature Bank is looking for their next success story. To learn more about turning your business vision into reality, visit signaturebank.bank. Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Yeah, John, you think like, oh, who comes up with these studies, these ridiculous studies? But now that you heard about the small penises, you're going to be thinking about pollution all day.
Okay.
You're going to become. I'm going to become a pollution fighter. You're talking about. You're going to see one of the leading environmentalists in the Chicagoland area emerge right here. If you have kids in school, this past year has been a major wake-up call. All of a sudden, many of the things you once took for granted changed overnight. For many students, school is still happening mainly online, and for some school districts, that seems to be the way that it'll be for a while. I mean, unless you're in this country illegally, as we were discussing with John Nolte. But not the case with many private schools. Most private schools have been in classroom since last August, and students have been receiving a high-quality education from teachers who share your values. Do you want your child to suffer through another year of virtual learning? No, of course not. Now is the time to consider a private school. The most affordable way to do that is through halfpriceschools.com. Right now, vouchers available for 50% off the normal tuition for private schools across Chicagoland, including Chicago Hope Academy on the near west side of the city, Christian Liberty Academy in Arlington Heights, Faith Evangelical Lutheran in Antioch, Kingswood Academy in Darien, Trinity Lutheran in Lombard, Lake County Baptist School in Waukegan, and many more. Go to halfpriceschools.com, search for a school near you, purchase the voucher today, then prepare to send your child back to school this fall, in classroom, to a school that you can trust. Visit halfpriceschools.com today.
Commercial and industrial HVAC system replacements demand the best in the business, and R.J. Ullman Company's team of skilled tradesmen are the best in the business. Their specialty is full-service commercial HVAC, and they'll get your job done right with sheet metal ductwork and fittings designed and built by their in-house fab shop to give you customized quality and speed. Made in the USA, R.J. Ullman Company is a family-owned fourth-generation commercial and institutional union HVAC contracting company located in Glenview that's been built on trust and dedication, serving the Chicagoland area since 1972. Contact R.J. Ullman Company for quality and quick turnaround commercial HVAC projects. Need a rooftop unit replaced? They pride themselves on being able to change out most units in just one day. Customized ductwork and fitting orders can be placed in the morning and arrive on the job site the very next day. Remember, their work is not complete until you're 100% satisfied. Go to rjullman.com. That's RJOLMEN.com.
If you purchase your own health insurance, I have some great news. From now until August 15th, the health insurance exchanges are open again. And even if you've never qualified for a health insurance subsidy before, you most likely will now. The American Rescue Plan, signed on March 11th, expanded subsidy eligibility to millions of Americans who have never qualified before, even to those with high income levels and especially those between the ages